Hello and congratulations for being here in today's webinar. My name is Dr. Gary Danko and I'm here to share with you some really important things that could very well change your life and make you feel a lot healthier, have a lot more energy, a lot better sleep, and a lot better peace of mind, knowing that you're quitting the one thing that can cause you to die early from lung cancer, emphysema, or some other horrible illness. The first thing I want to emphasize is that you watch this entire video all the way through front to back. This is extremely important for a couple reasons. Number one, the information contained in this video is extremely important for helping you become a non-smoker. It will change your life. Number two, if you don't watch this video in its entirety, since this is normally a $500 consulting session, our company policy mandates that our executive consultants can't conduct a discovery consultation with you. This means that he or she would have to cancel the call and collect the $100 cancellation fee. So keep in mind, nobody wants to do that. We hate charging the fee, but it's important that we respect the time of our executive consultants. They have very busy schedules and are helping other clients on a regular basis throughout the day. Plus, we'd much rather help you become a non-smoker. So to sum it up, there's three things that would trigger the cancellation fee. One would be to not show up for the call. Two would be to show up to the call in a distracted environment, and three would be to show up without watching the entire video beginning to end. Not too much to ask, especially with the life-changing benefits you'll get from this free consultation. And you never know what areas of your life it'll affect. For example, here's what Jocelyn Wing had to say after her consultation. She said, "This is the best 30-minute phone call I've had for a long time. Dr. Gary Danko made me realize how I can promote my services effectively, even though that wasn't the original scope of the call. He gave me great points and ideas to think about on how to deal with my clients. By talking to him and hear myself saying the challenges that I'm facing helped me to understand the root causes of my issues, including my smoking habit. That's a 30-minute call well spent. Thank you." Now, the truth about our team is that we love changing people's lives and getting people results. And we absolutely hate charging the people the $100 fee. But we also have to be respectful of our executive consultants' time, so don't be like these people over here on the right, okay? And instead, make sure to pull out some paper or a notepad to take some notes in this video course, just in case your executive consultant asks you questions on the call about them. That said, as long as none of those three things happen, this is going to be a life-changing call for you. I'm excited for you today because I know you're going to get a wealth of life-changing material from this webinar. Smoking is never an easy habit to kick. The reason is because it's not what you think it is. It's not based on an addiction to nicotine. Sure, that's how it starts off, but the real addiction is a psychological addiction, not so much a physical addiction. This training is going to help you understand why it's been so difficult to quit. It's also going to outline the exact steps we take in our extremely thorough and revolutionary approach called the quantum reset method. This is the exact same method I used to quit smoking almost 30 years ago. I've never looked back, and my mind has been totally reset to the point where I'm a non-smoker. It's like I've never smoked before. This means I can be around people who are smoking and not be triggered. It means I can have a drink and not be triggered. It means I can wake up in the morning and not be triggered. It means I can eat food and not be triggered. Literally nothing triggers me to smoke, and it'll work the same way for you. This is why I painstakingly put together this program to help the masses accomplish what I've been able to accomplish, and in the exact same way. You're going to learn about the entire mind, body, spirit approach that we use to turn smokers into non-smokers. This is not just a quit smoking program. It's a full lifestyle change. It covers diet, exercise, meditation, mindfulness, and much more. You're going to look and feel better than you have in years. Now, let's dive in. Most of you probably already know who I am, but for my newer students, let me introduce myself. My name's Dr. Gary Danko, and I'm the founder here at Quantum Life Repair. I've personally developed the quantum reset method, which turns smokers into non-smokers and resolves many other problem areas that people face in their everyday lives. I've been practicing as a mental health practitioner for close to 30 years, and during that time, I've helped literally hundreds and hundreds of people to better their lives. I'm very experienced and certified as a hypnotherapist, cognitive behavioral therapist, nutritionist, and spiritual life coach. Over the years, I've spoken on radio shows and been featured on NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, USA Today, Digital Journal, and over 200 other publications. And as much as I hate talking about myself, I'm extremely good at what I do, and I've helped a lot of people. But it wasn't always this way. I had to overcome some things in my life to get where I am now. Now, before I discovered what you're about to learn, I was an overweight smoker. I started experimenting with smoking when I was 12 years old, and by the time I was in my 20s, I was smoking close to 2 packs a day. I was so frustrated at not knowing why cigarettes had so much power over me. When I looked in the mirror, I saw somebody who was overweight and out of control with the smoking. I knew I had to find a solution or I'd be dead by the time I was 50. I tried nicotine patches, I tried nicotine gum, and I tried quitting cold turkey. And although I was able to stop smoking for, maybe a week, maybe 2 at a time, I always relapsed. During the times that I wasn't smoking, I was eating a lot. I knew there had to be a way to quit smoking and return to where I was prior to smoking. I just know that prior to me starting smoking, I had so much more energy. I was very active and I had no desire to smoke. When I look back, I realized that curiosity is what got me started. It looked cool. My grandfather smoked, my dad smoked, and now I was smoking. Deep down, I knew there had to be a way to get rid of these cravings and to reset my mind to where it was prior to becoming a smoker. All of a sudden, one day, I found out that I was going to be a father. Oh my God! I definitely didn't want my children to ever see me smoke. I knew that was why I started. I loved watching my father smoke and blow smoke rings. When I put my finger through the smoke rings as a child in the air, it would make me laugh, and it seemed like a lot of fun. Watching my grandfather smoke was the same thing. It looked cool. It looked fun. It looked interesting, and it caught my attention. I definitely did not want that to happen to my children, so I had to quit. I was studying psychology, and I was fascinated at how powerful the mind was. And I learned more about the mind and put questions forward to myself. I started learning about cognitive behavioral therapy, and this powerful method helped me to locate and isolate the triggers that made me keep lighting up cigarettes. I went to a hypnotherapist once a week and used self-hypnosis in between sessions to change my background thought patterns. I realized that the command to smoke came from somewhere deep in my mind that I didn't have control over. Hypnosis helped me to gain control over those parts of my mind, and I'm much better off because of it. The same method will work for you as well as everyone else who smokes. This method works, and it works extremely well. By combining exercise, dietary changes, and cementing in my thought process with hypnotherapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, I was able to reset my mind and body to where it was before I started smoking. Nothing can trigger me into a relapse. Nothing. To this day, I can be around other people who smoke. I can wake up in the morning without needing a cigarette. I can eat a meal without needing a cigarette. I can do the things and be around all the things and people that I was accustomed to being around, and they could smoke and they could drink and they could do whatever they wanted to do. But it never triggered me to smoke ever again. That was about 29 years ago that I had my last cigarette. Yeah, about 29 years as of the date of this recording. That's when I had my last one. I also dealt with the things that were making me overeat, and I got control of my eating habits as well. This allowed me to drop over 50 pounds. Since then, I've been able to go smoke-free, eat the food I love, and still maintain a healthy weight and a healthy, vibrant lifestyle. I do all the things that I love doing. I have a whole new attitude and a whole new outlook on life. Now, because of all this, I'm now able to be around other people who are smoking and never feel the need or the desire to light up a cigarette. I can go out with all my friends. I can go to the bars. I can sing karaoke or sing in a band and not be triggered in any way. No way there's anything going to ever trigger me to smoke again. I can sit down and enjoy a meal, and the food tastes so much better. And when I'm done, I have no desire to light up a cigarette. The other huge benefit for me is that I don't smell like an ashtray anymore. When people ask me if I quit smoking, they always commented on the fact that I didn't smell like an ashtray anymore. It's funny. When you're smoking, you never realize how bad you stink. But those around you, they definitely notice. And it also allows me to go out and do the things I love, like hiking and fishing and scuba diving, because physical activity doesn't make me exhausted anymore. But, important, and more importantly than everything that it's done for me, is what it's done for our students. Now, by applying the things that I've learned through studying psychology, metaphysical psychology, nutrition, exercise, and diet to our students, I found out that all of them respond exactly the same way I did. People are able to completely give up smoking. They can do it with no side effects and without using dangerous medications or ineffective methods like patches, pills, gum, mints, or worse yet, trying to quit cold turkey, right? And if you're wondering why we call our clients students rather than patients or clients, it's because it's not something we do to you or for you. It's something that we help you with and then show you how to maintain that lifestyle for the rest of your life. Take Judith, for example. She lives in Washington State, and at 68 years old, she'd been smoking since she was only 8 years old. She told me she'd tried everything. I said, good, you're exactly the type of person I love to work with. After just 3 sessions with me, she never had another cigarette. She was terrified of being diagnosed with COPD or heart disease or, worse yet, lung cancer. I told her there's no way I can promise her that those things can't still happen. However, I firmly believe that we've reduced her chances of getting any of those horrible diseases quite a bit. The other things we followed up with were liver, lung, and kidney detox programs, mild exercise, dietary changes. All these were also enhanced through hypnosis and cognitive behavioral therapy. I'm 100% sure that Judith will not ever relapse or become a smoker ever again. That said, let's dive in. What does smoking do to your body? Well, smoking has numerous harmful effects on the body. It can damage nearly every organ and increase the risk of developing various health conditions. Here's some of the most common effects of smoking. This is how it damages your respiratory system. Smoking can cause chronic coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath. It increases the risk of respiratory infections like bronchitis and pneumonia. It also contributes to the development of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, which includes emphysema and chronic bronchitis. It also damages your cardiovascular system. It does this by damaging your blood vessels, leading to reduced blood flow and increased risk of blood clots. It significantly raises the likelihood of heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, and peripheral artery disease. Smoking also causes cancer. It's a leading cause of various cancers, including lung, throat, mouth, esophageal, pancreas, kidney, bladder, and cervical cancer. It contains harmful chemicals that can damage DNA and lead to the formation of cancerous cells. It also affects your oral health quite a bit. Smoking can cause gum disease, tooth loss, oral cancers. It can also lead to bad breath, stained teeth, and a diminished sense of taste and smell. What about your reproductive system? Did you know it actually damages that? It affects fertility in both men and women. It can lead to reduced sperm count, abnormal sperm function, and increased risk of erectile dysfunction in men. In women, smoking can result in decreased fertility, complications during pregnancy, preterm birth, low birth weight, and increased risk of miscarriage. I mean, geez, all these things. And guys, if you don't want to have to buy Viagra later on, pay attention here. Now, there's some other health effects of smoking that I didn't mention yet. Smoking's linked to various other health issues, including a weakened immune system, reduced bone density, increased risk of diabetes, vision problems, and slower wound healing. Now, it's important to note that quitting smoking can significantly improve your health, regardless of how long you've smoked or the number of cigarettes you've consumed. It's never too late to quit. The problem is that most people wait until they're diagnosed with a deadly disease before they decide to quit. Please don't make that mistake. Why do people start smoking? Well, there's several reasons why. Some common factors include peer influence, social acceptance, stress relief, curiosity, and the influence of media or advertising. People may also start smoking as a way to fit in with certain social groups or to cope with emotions or with boredom. I personally started because I thought it looked cool when my dad and grandfather did it. That was compounded later by wanting to fit in with my friends who smoked. Let's talk about vaping. Do you think it might be just as dangerous as smoking? Vaping can pose several dangers to your health. While it's generally considered less harmful than traditional smoking, it still carries risks. Here's some of the dangers associated with vaping. Number 1, nicotine addiction. E-cigarettes and vape pens contain nicotine, which is highly addictive, like heroin. Nicotine addiction can lead to various health problems and can be particularly harmful to young people. Number 2 is respiratory issues. Vaping can cause irritation and inflammation in the airways. This leads to coughing, wheezing, and breathing difficulties. There's even been several cases, quite a few actually, where there's lung injuries associated with vaping. They're called EVALI. It's E-V-A-L-I, e-cigarette or vaping product associated lung injury. That's a real thing. Number 3 is chemical exposure. Vaping liquids often contain harmful chemicals such as formaldehyde, acrolein, and diacetyl. These substances can have adverse effects on the lungs and other organs when you inhale them. Number 4 is cardiovascular risk. Vaping has been linked to an increased risk of heart problems, including heart attacks and heart disease. Chemicals in e-cigarettes can raise blood pressure and heart rate, potentially contributing to these issues. Vaping's a relatively new phenomenon, and the long-term health effects, other than those listed above, are not fully understood or documented yet. Research is ongoing, though, to assess potential risks associated with vaping. To prioritize your health, it's generally recommended to also give up vaping instead of using it just as a crutch to keep you from smoking cigarettes. In other words, stop replacing bad habits with more bad habits and potentially worse ones. Are you addicted to nicotine? Okay, this is an interesting question to bring up because while nicotine is an addictive substance that's found in tobacco products, and some say it's almost as addictive as heroin, the addiction to smoking is not solely driven by nicotine, but also by the habitual aspect of the behavior. The act of smoking itself often becomes deeply ingrained in a person's routine and daily activities, creating a powerful association that goes way beyond the physiological effects of nicotine. For many smokers, the habit becomes intertwined with their various social, emotional, and environmental triggers. These triggers, such as stress, social situations, or certain times of the day, can elicit a strong urge to smoke, even if the body's nicotine cravings are satisfied. This indicates that the habit of smoking plays a significant role in the addiction, highlighting its influence beyond nicotine dependence. Furthermore, many individuals who've successfully quit smoking find that breaking the habit of smoking is a major challenge even after overcoming the physical addiction to nicotine. Even when nicotine replacement therapies or medications are used to alleviate withdrawal symptoms, the behavioral aspect of smoking remains a significant obstacle. Just some food for thought. All the nicotine from smoking leaves your body within 48 hours after your last cigarette. So if you're addicted to nicotine, you'd probably become addicted to nicotine patches, and I don't think we've ever had to treat somebody for a nicotine patch addiction, okay? Now, moreover, research has shown that people can become habituated to the act of smoking even when nicotine intake is reduced or completely eliminated. Studies have demonstrated that placebos, which don't even contain nicotine, can still alleviate withdrawal symptoms and cravings in some individuals. This phenomenon indicates that the association between smoking and the habit itself can exert a powerful influence over a person's addiction, separate from the chemical effects of nicotine. Consequently, focusing solely on nicotine addiction overlooks the complex nature of smoking habits and the need to address the behavioral and psychological aspects of the addiction to achieve successful cessation. Let's talk about the financial benefits of quitting smoking. They're pretty obvious. Some of them are. Some of them you might not have thought of. Quitting smoking can bring several financial benefits. Here's a few of them. Number one is cost savings. That's obvious. Smoking's an extremely expensive habit. By quitting, you can save a significant amount of money that would have otherwise been spent on cigarettes. Now, calculate how much you spend on smoking daily or monthly, and you'll be surprised by the potential savings over time. For example, with the national average right now for a pack of cigarettes sitting at approximately $8 a pack a day costs you $240 a month. That's $2,880, almost $3,000 a year. And that price is going to get significantly higher in the very near future. Number two is healthcare expenses. Smoking-related illnesses can lead to increased medical expenses. By quitting smoking, you reduce the risk of various health problems, which means potentially lower health costs in the long run. Number three is insurance premiums. A lot of us don't think about this one, but life and health insurance premiums are generally higher for smokers due to the associated health risks. After quitting smoking, you might be eligible for even lower insurance premiums, saving you even more money. Number four is productivity and earning potential. Smoking can have a negative impact on productivity and job performance. By quitting, you might experience improved focus, energy, overall well-being, potentially leading to better job prospects and even earning potential. Not to mention eliminating all those smoke breaks throughout the day. And number five is long-term financial security. Smoking-related health problems can lead to disability or premature death, which can disrupt your financial stability and burden your loved ones with medical bills or loss of income. Quitting smoking reduces these risks, ensuring a more secure financial future. Write down a few ideas right now about things that you're going to use that extra money for when you no longer have to buy cigarettes. Okay, think you get the picture. Bottom line, you need to quit. And you need to stop finding excuses to put it off till later. You need to do it now. I know it's difficult. Trust me, I've been where you are. It sucks. And you know it's probably going to kill you. You're going to need help with this too. Trying to quit on your own is difficult. It's frustrating, and almost 100% of the time leads to a relapse. Now, I'm going to show you how I did it, but there's a few things you're going to need to know first. First off, it's very important that you understand a little bit about how your mind works. I like to use the analogy of an operating system for a computer. We've all used Windows, but Most of us don't understand what's going on in the background since Windows is only a user interface. There's a lot more going on under the surface. Your mind's divided into several sections. The first is your analytical mind. This is the part of your mind that thinks and computes. If I ask you a question like, what's your name? You would answer me with your name. That's your analytical mind at work. Your analytical, or what we call the conscious mind, has the ability to pull things from memory and store things in memory. It also has the ability to calculate, and it's one of the most powerful calculators in the universe. Underneath all of this is what we call your subconscious mind. Some people call it the unconscious mind, but it's far from unconscious. It's running all the time. It works while you sleep, while you're awake, while you're working, while you're at school, and yes, even while you're sleeping. It works constantly, all day long, all night long, every day, for your entire life, and it records everything going on around you. Inside this subconscious mind are what I like to call life applications. These applications run in the background and give you orders. The problem with these orders is that they lie beneath your conscious level. You have no way to access those thoughts, and you have no way to change what those apps are telling you to do, not by yourself anyway. Now, very deep inside that subconscious mind is a little section called your primitive mind. The primitive mind was developed before you were even born. It contains the very basics that you need to survive. It contains the fight-flight mechanism. That's the mechanism that makes you feel things like terror and fear when you're in a dangerous situation. It makes you either stand and fight or run for your life. It also runs your basic body components such as your heartbeat, your blood pressure, and other basic bodily functions that you need to survive. Now, if you were to draw a line separating the analytical part of your mind from the subconscious part of your mind, that line, that part is what we call your critical mind. Your critical mind is a protective mechanism, kind of like a firewall in a computer. It keeps you from accessing your subconscious mind directly. It filters what's allowed to go in there. It keeps you from accidentally changing applications in there that are designed to enhance your survival. However, that firewall is extremely useful for animals because they lack the analytical virtues that we have as human beings. Our ability to think and reason makes it possible to act rather than react. Animals act on a stimulus-response basis. Something happens in the environment, they react to it. The difference with people is that we have the ability to calculate with our analytical mind and make snap decisions in the face of various environmental stimuli. We're able to take action rather than just react. Because something in our subconscious mind tells us to, okay? So therefore, it's extremely important that we're able to access the subconscious mind by bypassing that firewall. For example, as a young child, you place your hand on a hot stove. Your subconscious mind kicks in, and the primitive mind makes you quickly remove your hand in pain. The subconscious mind records this entire incident. That incident remains in there now for the rest of your life. Therefore, when you get into a similar situation later on in life, it makes you instinctively jump back. It forces you to react rather than act. Realistically, your analytical mind tells you that that stove might be hot and I probably shouldn't put my hand on it. Therefore, the need for that application to be running full-time in your subconscious mind is no longer necessary. However, that application will stay in there and run for the rest of your life unless you're able to bypass that critical factor or that firewall and tell it not to. The problem is that you need someone to help you do that. It's not something that you can do on your own no matter how hard you try. Your mind will always protect itself and block you out from getting in there and changing stuff. This is where hypnosis comes into the picture. The hypnotherapist has the ability to gently coax your mind into a brainwave state where you're hyper aware of everything going on around you. It allows you to bypass that mental firewall. Now, with the help of the therapist, you'll be able to access and make changes as necessary to the apps that are holding you back in life from accomplishing things that you'd love to accomplish, like becoming a non-smoker, for example. The therapist carefully guides you into a very relaxed, daydreamy state where you're not sleeping, but you're extremely aware of everything going on around you. In that state of mind, your subconscious mind is very susceptible to suggestions and change. Now, the therapist puts you in control, allowing you to make adjustments to your operating system with his or her assistance. And once the session is over, the firewall goes back up, and those applications are running in a much more optimized fashion. Your subconscious mind works on what we call triggers. Triggers are simply environmental stimuli that cause one or more of those apps to start running in your subconscious mind, which makes you react in a certain way. Therefore, the first thing we need to work on is isolating, locating, and desensitizing those triggers. This is done with cognitive behavioral therapy. These are very precise exercises, which when done correctly under supervision of a therapist can cause profound changes almost overnight. Hypnotherapy and cognitive behavioral therapy work together extremely well. When you're in a relaxed state of mind, such as when you're hypnotized, it's much easier to look inside and make the changes we need to make by using cognitive behavioral therapy to make those behaviors. This is why those two therapies are the core of the quantum reset method. Introducing the quantum reset method for smoking cessation. This is your path to becoming a non-smoker in just 3 months. Are you tired of struggling with the chains of smoking now? Do you long for the freedom and vitality that comes with becoming a non-smoker? Well, look no further, because we have the revolutionary solution you've been searching for, and it's called the quantum reset method. Imagine breaking free from the grip of smoking and embracing a healthier, smoke-free life. With our proven step-by-step method, incorporating cognitive behavioral therapy and hypnosis, we guarantee remarkable results within just 3 months. Yeah, you heard that right. Our method is designed to make you a non-smoker in record time. So how does it work? Well, the quantum reset method takes a very thorough and powerful mind, body, spirit approach. It's a complete lifestyle change that will help you look and feel better than you have in years. We use a combination of one-on-one hypnotherapy and cognitive behavioral therapy sessions via Zoom, CBT worksheets that you'll use between sessions to help you identify and change unhealthy thought patterns, CBT being cognitive behavioral therapy. Plus, you'll have constant access to our team of experts via Slack channel and Facebook groups. Through live interactive sessions conducted via Zoom, our highly skilled professionals will guide you on a transformational hypnotic journey towards becoming a non-smoker. We've witnessed countless individuals who've experienced remarkable success, with many, like Daniel Kammer, for example, quitting smoking after just the first session. The quantum reset method is not just another program, it's a life-changing experience. We're also going to help your body to heal and reset. Your body's been injured by smoking. The longer you've smoked, the worse that damage is. We've found that going through a very thorough cleanse, detox, and rebuild program for your lungs, liver, kidneys, and colon is extremely beneficial and very necessary for obtaining the best results with the program. Therefore, you have access to a full video course that shows you exactly, step by step, how to do these cleanse programs. Exercise is also extremely important during a cleanse and detox. Therefore, we teach you a very simple daily exercise routine. It'll help to get your circulation going better, get your heart rate where it needs to be, and help to flush out those toxins. We also need to get you spiritually centered. Now, mindfulness meditation is a very powerful way of getting affirmations to set in and become reality for you. This is done during the mindfulness meditations that we'll teach you as part of this whole program. No matter what your religious beliefs are or are not, mindfulness meditation will work for you. Many successful professionals use mindfulness meditation on a daily basis, and some even several times a day. It helps to put your mind at rest and to stop those wandering thoughts, even if just temporarily. This gives you the opportunity to make new affirmations about your future self. Now, we have complete faith in the quantum reset method. In fact, we're so confident in its effectiveness that we offer you an unprecedented guarantee. If, for any reason, you haven't quit smoking within 3 months after following our program 100%, one of our compassionate professional counselors will work with you one-on-one in person until you do achieve your goal, and you will achieve it. Rest assured, this scenario hardly ever happens thanks to the power of the quantum reset method. So we are very dedicated to helping you get the result that you want. Now, we also have some bonuses available for you. Okay, these are for acting quickly and immediately. As a token of our appreciation for choosing our program and for taking action in a timely manner, we've prepared an array of incredible bonuses to enhance your journey. Bonus number 1, the Organ Cleanse course. This is valued at $1,000. You're going to get it free included with this program. Nurture your body and promote its natural healing abilities with this comprehensive course. You're going to focus on cleansing your liver, lungs, and kidneys and enjoy the benefits of a healthier inner system. Bonus number 2, mindfulness meditation course valued at $1,000. Discover the power of mindfulness and unlock a sense of peace and clarity within yourself. Learn techniques to reduce stress, increase self-awareness, and strengthen your resolve on your non-smoking journey. Bonus number 3 is our library of recorded hypnosis sessions. This is also valued. We put a value on it of 1,000, but it's worth way more than that. Dive into a treasure trove of hypnotic recordings specifically crafted to support your progress. Immerse yourself in the soothing guidance and reinforce your commitment to a smoke-free life. Bonus 4 is our Non-Smokers Alliance Facebook group. Join a vibrant community of like-minded individuals who've successfully broken free from smoking. Share your experiences, seek support, and celebrate your milestones together. Bonus number 5, the Quantum Reset Self-Hypnosis course. Also valued at about $1,000. Sometimes you need a little bit of help between sessions. Self-hypnosis is a powerful way to subdue any kind of cravings you get in between live sessions. While it doesn't dig as deep as a one-on-one hypnotherapy session, much can be accomplished with this powerful method. So these bonuses are worth more than the price of the entire program just by themselves. The life-changing successes you'll have by applying these to your life are absolutely priceless. Don't miss out on this life-altering opportunity to regain control of your health and well-being. The Quantum Reset method has already transformed the lives of hundreds of individuals, and it's time for you to join them. Remember, the road to becoming a non-smoker begins with a single step, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. So becoming a non-smoker and regaining the health and vitality you once had is something that no one can possibly put a price on. I mean, this is your life. This is your chance to transform that life into something you want. To look and feel healthier than you could ever imagine is priceless. The choice is yours. There's only 2 ways you can go here. Number 1, the hard way. Go about it alone. You already know where that leads because you've been there. You've already tried quitting. You weren't successful, obviously, or you wouldn't be here. I know you understand why. And you know that in order to beat this habit and get your body and life reset to where you were before you started smoking, you're going to need help. Number 2 is the easy way. We work at this together. By following the Quantum Reset method and leaning on us as you go through your journey, you have everything to win and nothing to lose. You're already spending more money on cigarettes than any program will ever cost you to quit. Damage has already been done to your heart, lungs, kidneys, arteries, and many other bodily systems. Let's work together and reverse as much of that as we can before it's too late. And the good news, you've already chosen the second path. And the call that you scheduled is the first step. So please, for your own sake, come to that call. Come prepared with a pen and a notepad ready to take notes. Make sure you're in a comfortable, quiet space where you can't be disturbed, okay? Because this call will be life-changing for you. I just know it. And here's how we're going to get you the results on that call. Number 1, by figuring out where you want to be and what needs to happen for you to get there, because clarity is half the battle. So we're going to find out where you are, where you want to be, and then figure out how to help get you there. Number 2, towards the end of the call, one of the number 1 ways we're going to move the needle is by seeing if you're a good fit for the Quantum Reset method, which is the ultimate way we get our clients results. Because although this call is life-changing, for most people, one call alone isn't enough to overcome challenges that they're going to face if they go at it alone, like dealing with relapses or overcoming anxiety, food cravings and overeating, various triggers that tend to arise and need to be dealt with. And because almost everyone wants to continue down that second path after the consulting call, that's why we created the Quantum Reset method. The Quantum Reset method is a premium coaching, therapy, and fitness program that gives us the margin to give you all the personal support you need as you move through this journey, work with you one-on-one as often as necessary, ensure that you become a non-smoker very quickly, work with you as you detoxify your body and get back into the shape that you deserve to be in, and work with your mindfulness to keep you centered and focused on resetting your mind, body, and spirit to where it was before you started smoking. And that is why it gets such incredible results. Over and over and over again. So, right now, you're probably thinking, how much is it? Well, if you compare it to what it would cost for me to coach you through this entire program in person, one-on-one, it would cost you $20,000 for my 6-month program. And even though the Quantum Reset method, especially with all the extra bonuses, is way more valuable than one-on-one coaching with me, it's normally just $9,800, which is why students have been practically fighting to get into it. But right now we're doing something extremely special. But the bad news is that because of our obsession to maintain our results rate with the sheer volume of people trying to get in, we've moved the program to invitation only. and have advised our consultants to only extend invitations to the students that we're certain will do extremely well. People who we feel are sure that will add to our positive results rate. But either way, just the consulting call alone will be extremely valuable and one of the most profitable ways you could possibly spend your time. So don't feel too let down if you're not extended an invitation to the program. So that said, you may or may not be presented an invitation depending on how your call goes. And like I said, our consultants have literally been the catalyst for some of our most successful students. I mean, this is Danielle in Springfield, Oregon. She says, Dr. Danko used hypnosis to help me quit smoking. I was having a procedure done at Riverbend at the time, and Dr. Danko suggested we take care of the smoking cessation at the same time since I was going to be in the hospital for a couple days. I went under hypnosis, and that was 2.5 years ago. I've not smoked since. No urges either. Very happy customer, as well as very surprised. It seems so effortless. Thank you, Dr. Danko. So these are the kind of results we get over and over and over and over again. Okay, so before we finish up, I want to answer some of the most frequently asked questions for you so you can get the most out of your call. The first question is, how many people revert to smoking after quitting cold turkey? All right, well, the answer to that one is the success rate of quitting cold turkey can vary depending on the individual, obviously. Research suggests that approximately only 4% to 7% of the people that are going to go in without assistance or any kind of medication at all are successful in the long run. 4 to 7%, that's not very many. Those odds are not in the favor of anyone trying to quit cold turkey. How many people revert to smoking after patches and pills? Well, while nicotine patches have been widely used as a smoking cessation aid, when I say patches, I'm talking about gum and all the other things that they have that you can chew on or, just hold in your hand, or none of those seem to work. So it's important to acknowledge that they might not be effective for most individuals. Several studies and anecdotal evidence suggest that nicotine patches have very limited success in helping people quit smoking in the long term. Prescription medications for smoking cessation, while they can be helpful for some individuals, come with potential dangers and limitations like any other type of prescription medication. One of the main causes or concerns of that is the risk of side effects, which can vary from mild to severe and may include nausea, insomnia, mood changes, suicidal thoughts, and even death. While they might assist in temporarily reducing nicotine cravings, they often fail to address the underlying psychological and behavioral aspects of the addiction. Smoking is it's a really complex habit. I mean, you think about it, it's mind and body. And it's got multiple factors involved, and relying solely on medication without comprehensive support and counseling is unlikely to result in lasting success. Next question that comes up is, how many smokers die as a result of smoking-related lung cancer? The statistical data on the association between smoking and lung cancer is well documented. It's estimated that the vast majority of lung cancer cases, around 85%, are directly caused by smoking. This means that smokers have a significantly higher risk of developing lung cancer compared to non-smokers. Furthermore, approximately 1.8 million people worldwide die from lung cancer each year, with smoking being the leading cause of these deaths. Regarding the impact of secondary smoke on family members, it's important to note that exposure to secondhand smoke also increases the risk of developing lung cancer. Another question that comes up quite often is, how many smokers die from emphysema? A significant number of smokers die each year from COPD and emphysema. According to the World Health Organization, or the WHO, COPD is responsible for over 3 million deaths, 3 million globally each year, and a large portion of these cases are attributed to smoking. How is smoking related to deaths from heart disease? Okay, well, smoking is strongly linked to an increased risk of heart disease and can contribute to millions of deaths from this condition. Smoking damages blood vessels and reduces the amount of oxygen that reaches the heart, making it work harder to pump blood. Over time, this can lead to the development of atherosclerosis, which is a narrowing of the arteries, and increases the chance of blood clots forming, which can result in heart attacks or strokes. By quitting smoking or never starting in the first place, individuals can significantly lower their risk of heart disease and related deaths. So what percentage of smokers actually do die as a result of their habit? Smoking is indeed associated with numerous health risks, and quitting smoking can significantly improve one's health outcomes. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, smoking is the leading cause of preventable deaths worldwide. It's estimated that about 80 to 90% of lung cancer deaths are caused by smoking. Additionally, smoking increases the risk of developing various other cancers, heart disease, stroke, and respiratory diseases. Quitting smoking is challenging. You already know this. However, it doesn't matter how difficult it may be, lung cancer and COPD suck even worse. You need to push aside any barriers that are in your way to becoming a smoke-free person. And just become a non-smoker now. Seriously, no more excuses. Your life and health are important to all of us, and we're here to help. A lot of people ask me, and this is a very common question, what if I can't be hypnotized? I mean, people have heard that not everybody can be hypnotized, and that's simply not true. Everybody can be hypnotized. In fact, you're already hypnotized between 5 and 10 times every day, whether you realize it or not. For example, every time you watch TV, you're hypnotized. 15 minutes prior to falling asleep every night, hypnotized. 15 minutes prior to waking up every morning, you're hypnotized. Hypnosis is a totally natural frame of mind. It's how we learn. If it weren't for hypnosis, you wouldn't have ever learned anything in your life. Is hypnosis safe? Hypnosis is very safe. As mentioned earlier, it's a very natural state of mind. Nothing harmful can happen to you under hypnosis. It's extremely relaxing and it helps you to sleep better as well. Hypnosis comes from the Greek word hypnos, which means sleep. However, hypnosis is actually a hyper-awareness. Under hypnosis, you'll become more aware of sights, smells, sounds, etc. around you in the room. Here's a good one. Are you going to make me cluck like a chicken or bark like a dog? Okay? Only if you want to. Okay? Hypnosis can't make you do anything you don't want to do. It only enhances desires that you already have, things you want to do. It opens your mind to a learning state and helps you to be able to better change your mind about things that have been holding you back. To expound on that a little bit more, nobody can make you do anything under hypnosis that you would consider immoral or unethical. So if somebody hypnotized you and told you to rob a bank, you're not just going to go out and rob a bank. Your morals will kick in and say, yeah, that's not going to happen, okay? Here's another common one. My friend went to a group hypnosis session and paid like $50 for it, and it didn't work to help him quit smoking. Does it work for everyone? Well, the reason group hypnosis sessions generally don't work is because nothing is customized for the individual. We're all different. We all respond to different stimuli. While we do use some group hypnosis sessions as part of our program, they're more for reinforcement rather than actual therapy. You'll also receive some one-on-one sessions that are customized exactly to fit your needs. How much is this going to cost me? We touched on this briefly earlier. I don't know if I can afford it, right? So that's a good question. You can relax. I mean, right now, you're spending more money on cigarettes than this entire program will cost you. The ultimate cost of smoking is your life. No one wants to lose that. By becoming a non-smoker, many areas of your life will become greatly enhanced. You can't afford not to do this. Just to reiterate, with cigarettes costing an average of $8 a pack in the United States, the average smoker is spending around $250 a month on cigarettes. Just on cigarettes. Not to mention lighters, matches, etc. Smoking's an extremely expensive habit. It almost always leads to an early death. Also, the quantum reset method gives you a unique advantage. As I stated earlier, if you were to hire me to help you quit with my one-on-one coaching program for smoking cessation, it would cost you $20,000 for the 6-month program. And while it's worth every penny, the quantum reset method is much more effective and much more efficient. All right, so keep in mind that the executive consultant that you're going to speak with on your free discovery call has been highly trained. He or she is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to how to quit smoking. They've been personally trained by me. They're going to help you become a non-smoker. Now, that being said, make sure to block out 60 minutes on your calendar and make sure you're in a quiet place with zero distraction. Make sure no phone calls are going to interrupt you and that you're not driving, working, etc. Be prepared to follow our proven consulting process from A to Z. That may force you to get a little out of your comfort zone so that we can get you the results we're looking for. On that call, please be prepared to take copious notes and to ask as many questions as you need to ask and be fully present so your executive consultant isn't forced to reschedule, because we hate charging students that $100 reschedule fee. All that said, I hope you're as excited as I am, because this will truly be a life-changing call for you. So, show up, bring your best energy to the call, make me look good to your executive consultant. I'll talk to you soon.